This video is sponsored by no one, because if you want to sponsor, why the fuck would you? Hello, my name is Matt Jazz, and 2 seconds. New logo. Hello, my name is Matt Jazz, and I have tasked myself to make a visual novel by myself. Today is Devlog number 7, and I thought I would take this episode to try and chill, take a step back, and try and figure out what I'm going to be doing going forward. Essentially planning the next steps going into the rest of this year and into 2024. So, without further ado, let me show you what I've been working on. So in the last episode, we worked upon the characters and we basically created and designed the initial main 6 characters. And in this episode, we're actually going to be creating our plan, basically our plan going forward and making sure that we know what we're actually doing. I say we, it's me going forward. You know what I mean? So let's actually create basically one big giant to-do list that I can refer to time and time again to make sure I'm staying on track. And for this, I found a very useful website called Miro. Miro is free, you can sign up, and you essentially create giant to-do lists. You can create other things as well. But for me, it's going to be used to create my basically one big devlog to-do list. So let me show you what I've actually created here. So this is essentially what I've created. This is my Miro page. I've basically created a new project, and this is my big VN to-do list. So we have everything here all nicely laid out for what I initially had. Now how I got all these is I asked ChatGPT what I actually wanted to create a video game, and oddly enough it actually gave me quite a good comprehensive list, ranging everything from designing the backgrounds, the characters and the logos, to the menus, the animations, and everything like that. So let's zoom in here and I'll show you what I've got. Now I have been working on this since the last time that we saw the devlog as well. So zooming in here, we have our character designs, which is now complete if you check out the last devlog. And as you can see, it's gone from red to green. I can change all the colors of this, and it is now marked complete. And then moving onward, we've got the logo designs, we've got all the UIs and stuff. These will be things like the speech bubbles, the menus, that kind of stuff. Then you've actually got the menus themselves, you've got music and sound, you've got the actual story. Now for this, I'm going to be creating a demo, a very short snippet and vertical slice of the game. I kind of want this to roughly be between like 20, 30, possibly 40 max minute experience. And then this ranges depending on what we're actually going to be doing. So for this, I believe it should be 2 to 3 characters interacting in the noodle stall at any given time. This will just give the player just getting used to what the characters are going to be like, the vibes, that kind of thing. And I think 7,000 words is roughly a good amount of words for the story. This will all be dialogue, obviously. And I think this will give just a rough sort of experience for the game. This will include all the choices as well, depending on what ramen they pick as well. The animations is something just to really polish the characters as well. The last devlog, we created something that was very, one-dimensional. It was just almost like promo shots and just announcing what the characters are going to be. This is making sure that all the animations are going to be here. And then moving forward, I've got my new engine of choice. This is Godot. Now, most people know about Godot from obviously the whole Unity thing, but initially I was going to be making this game in Visual Novel Maker, and the more I thought about it, I realized that what I was doing couldn't really be done in Visual Novel Maker. It has its place. I know you can make very good things with Visual Novel Maker, but for what I want, which is like speech bubbles and that kind of stuff, Godot is a bit more of a sturdier engine, a bit more stable. For those who don't know, Godot is a 2D and 3D engine that's been making the rounds recently. Even though I knew about it before, you can also download it on Steam, which is what I'm going to be doing. And because I don't know code, I am going to be learning this, going deep, making sure that what I'm going to be doing is stable, making sure that it can be played on multiple systems, that kind of thing. That's further down the road, but it's nice to sort of have in the back pocket. We've got voice acting. Now, my visual novel isn't going to be fully voice acted. It's going to be more like reaction sounds and like the highs, that kind of thing. I kind of want to go against the whole Animal Crossing things, with the sounds and the sounds, you know what I mean? But something almost like Dreamlight Valley vibes, where you just kind of get like a reaction sound out of people and just knowing, and it gives them a more of a voice rather than just noise. Then we've actually got the creation of the demo itself. This will bring in all the things that I've learned, all the things that have basically come from all this previously to this here. Making the Steam page, getting wish lists, all that kind of good stuff. And then potentially Kickstarter. I know everyone mentions like, oh, I've got a Kickstarter. And I think Kickstarter is a really good and interesting way to make sure that I can work on this project full time if potentially possible. And then once all that's together, it's basically all making sure that I've got the PR and the social media up to date. I've actually done one of these here, which has changed to the new logo. I will show that on screen now. And in fact, I can show you here. So because if I click on this, change this fill color to green, bam, done. I've updated this. Bam. Done. I can even change it to a different grid if I want as well. This includes all the company name as well, all the business side of it as well, which when I get to, I would love to show people how that works. I know some people, obviously with being a sole trader, people just use the name, or like All Matt Jazz Productions, that kind of stuff. But I would love to actually dive deep and actually create a separate company with a different name. Very similar to how Thomas Brush has Atmos Games, I would love to have something that's completely separate to All Matt Jazz. All Matt Jazz being myself, and then the company itself being everything that I do all the business things through. But then if we zoom out, that's essentially it. We're here at the moment, and we need to go all the way to here to get some kind of playable demo for everyone. So each one of these columns is going to be another devlog. Yes, it's quite a long journey heading forward, but I think I can do this. I think I can do this properly, and I want to do this properly. I don't just want to whack out just any old demo and be like, yep, I'm done. No, I actually want to create a fully fledged game that can be released, that can be played, that can be enjoyed. I think that's kind of the main step forward. For those of you who don't know, this visual novel is essentially me creating something by myself. I've always worked on things for other people, and this is basically the first time I've created something that's 100% my own, 100% original, and it would just be nice to be able to create a big to-do list and be able to keep myself on track. And I want to show you guys the little ins and outs of what it actually takes to plan in something like this. It is a big project, and it is a huge undertaking, and I want people to realize that, yeah, game dev can be fun, but at the same time, there's a lot of little things that I don't think people realize how much goes into these games. And a lot of these little things people take for granted, you know, like music, stories, the script, learning the engine, and the voice acting stuff. I think that'll go really nicely together and to create a full package. And that's pretty much it. That is my huge to-do list. And if we zoom out, it doesn't look as scary. And then when you zoom in, it looks absolutely fucking terrifying. And that's pretty much it. It's basically choosing one of these columns that I've got and working on it next. It'll probably be learning about the ToDo engine. I feel like that's probably the best way to go moving forward. And then basically using all the building blocks that I've learned from the first prototype of this now, because I'm not going to be using Visual Novel Maker to essentially create the building blocks going forward. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you subscribe as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.